The New York Liberty defeated the Las Vegas Aces over the weekend, eliminating them from the WNBA playoffs and serving them the piece of humble pie that team so right.
Something massive just happened in the WNBA, and it's shaking the league to its core. The Las Vegas Aces are out. Aya Wilson's MVP campaign has stalled, and Caitlin Clark, the rookie many said should wait her turn, is suddenly at the center of the most explosive conversation in women's basketball. Was this simply a bad playoff series, or are we witnessing a true changing of the guard?
But I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing.
Something massive just happened in the WNBA, and it's shaking the league to its core. The Las Vegas Aces are out. Aya Wilson's MVP campaign has stalled, and Caitlin Clark, the rookie many said should wait her turn, is suddenly at the center of the most explosive conversation in women's basketball. Was this simply a bad playoff series, or are we witnessing a true changing of the guard?
Is wild. It all started last season when the Las Vegas Aces defeated the New York Liberty in the WNBA Finals, and Kelsey Plum had this to say in her post-game presser. She said, as much as they're a team, they're not a team. They're really good individual players, but they don't care about each other, and you can tell in those moments. After the win on Sunday, New York Liberty player Breanna Stewart was asked about the emotional nature of this series, and here's what she had to say. My mentality today was to go in and get this win for my wife and her dad. She said, I have receipts on the things that were said the entire.
In must-win moments, superstars are judged harshly, fairly, or not. Aya Wilson, long regarded as the league's most dominant force, struggled to impose her will late in the game. Analysts noted that her fourth-quarter impact didn't meet expectations. Meanwhile, attention quickly shifted elsewhere, to a rookie doing the exact opposite under pressure.
Some bad blood between these teams. I don't know who started it, but it seems like the Liberty kind of took the high road through it all, and the Aces were the ones that were continually trying to press those buttons, which I will say, if the Aces want to take on that role as the villain era team in the WNBA, go for it. Just know that there's going to be a lot of backlash on the other side if you don't continue to.
In must-win moments, superstars are judged harshly, fairly, or not. Aya Wilson, long viewed as the league's most dominant presence, found it difficult to control the game when it mattered most. Analysts pointed out that her fourth-quarter influence fell short of expectations. At the same time, the spotlight shifted toward a rookie thriving under that very pressure.
You're seeing a lot of tweets going around now about A'ja Wilson because she did this ad with Nike where it says winning isn't for everyone. Now people are using the winning isn't for everyone as a meme to kind of mock A'ja, but it's all in good spirits. But the replies to people who are sharing that, there are people saying oh, you're racist, or oh, you're just a hater. This is internalized misogyny. What?
Caitlin Clark wasn't just scoring. She was orchestrating the offense, creating assists, managing spacing, controlling pace, turning a struggling Indiana Fever roster into a playoff-relevant squad. While one established star faced intense scrutiny, another was rewriting expectations, doing it all as a rookie.
That are going to be going around online. Yes, maybe there's a thin line between saying stuff that's super personal or knocking someone when they're down.
Months earlier, Aya Wilson starred in a Nike campaign featuring the now viral phrase, winning isn't for everyone. At the time, it symbolized confidence and dominance. After the playoff loss, it became something else entirely, a lightning rod for debate, memes, and relentless online commentary.
Was named WNBA Rookie of the Year yesterday as announced by the league office. Clark received 67 of 68.
Sports culture moves fast. Online reactions flooded in, some playful, some harsh, others fiercely defensive. Supporters reminded fans of Wilson's championships and MVP resume. Critics questioned timing and tone. The conversation exploded not because Wilson failed, but because narratives collide when dominance meets disruption.
It's not like she just broke records that were set by rookies. She broke records that were set by veterans in this league when they were double digits into their playing career. Caitlin Clark broke those records. For me, the individual performance performances of Caitlin were phenomenal. They were incredible. My favorite part about her rookie season was how her team started to gel around her and how her chemistry with her teammates grew more and more and more with every game.
Then came the announcement. Caitlin Clark was named WNBA Rookie of the Year, receiving 67 of 68 votes. The award itself wasn't a surprise, but what followed was. Almost immediately, fans began asking a much bigger question. If value truly matters, shouldn't Clark be in the MVP conversation as well?
Coming off of Olympic break, Caitlin Clark separated herself. She should have been unanimous. Now to celebrate her, one thing that people forget is as a rookie, she was the most blitzed player in the WNBA, and she still put up 19, 5, and 8 assists, breaking, like you said, the assist record. To be able to do that as a rookie in the face of that much defensive pressure.
Clark didn't just break rookie records, she shattered veteran benchmarks. Logo threes, league-leading assists, defensive attention rarely seen for a first-year player. Analysts compared her floor control to elite NBA playmakers, and the numbers backed it up. Her impact wasn't limited to the court. Draft viewership surged over 400%. Regular season ratings climbed nearly 180%. Ticket sales spiked. Merchandise sold out. Caitlin Clark didn't just elevate her team, she expanded the league's audience. Let's be clear, Aya Wilson remains a legend, a champion, the standard. One playoff exit doesn't erase years of dominance. But history shows us moments like this, when an established star meets a generational disruptor, not replacement, but evolution. This isn't personal. There's no confirmed feud, no public animosity. But rivalries don't need trash talk. They need contrast, styles, timing, momentum, and the Clark-Wilson comparison is driving interest the WNBA hasn't seen in decades. For Wilson, the response will be familiar: training, focus, performance. For Clark, expectations will only rise. Defenses will adjust. Pressure will intensify. And the league will watch closely. Part 2 of this developing WNBA story moves beyond a single playoff loss or a single award cycle and into a full league-wide reckoning. What we're witnessing isn't just Caitlin Clark having a great rookie season or Aya Wilson experiencing a rare postseason stumble. It's a narrative shift reshaping how power, popularity, pressure, and perception operate in women's professional basketball. Insiders around the league quietly admit this moment feels bigger than any box score. In the days following Las Vegas elimination, executives, media figures, and even former players began circling the same uncomfortable truth. The WNBA has entered a new era. Dominance alone is no longer enough. Image control matters more than ever, and the spotlight is no longer evenly distributed. Clark's arrival has accelerated everything, from viewership growth to fan polarization to endorsement value to MVP debates that once felt settled before the season even tipped off. And the timing could not be more brutal. The timing could not be more brutal for Wilson, who for years carried the league's best player label with near-universal agreement, only to see that consensus crack at the exact moment Clark began doing the unthinkable, controlling games without needing to dominate scoring, dragging a rebuilding franchise into relevance, and forcing defenses to warp entire game plans around her presence alone. Sources close to multiple teams confirm scouting reports now treat Clark not like a rookie, but like a franchise-level engine, similar to prime NBA guards, blitzed at half court, trapped on catches, face-guarded off the ball, and still producing efficiently. That reality has fueled a growing argument among analysts that value should be measured by impact, not reputation. And this is where the MVP controversy truly ignites. While Wilson's resume remains historic, her postseason struggles, fair or unfair, arrived at the worst possible time in the social media era, where narratives crystallize instantly and context rarely survives the algorithm, turning a single commercial slogan into a viral punchline and a brief dip in production into a referendum on legacy. Meanwhile, Clark's Rookie of the Year announcement acted like gasoline on an already raging fire. 67 of 68 votes signaled near-unanimous belief that her influence transcended rookie standards, and league data backed it up. Attendance spikes, broadcast ratings, and merchandise demand surged in every market she touched, prompting one marketing executive to say privately, this is the fastest growth curve we've ever seen tied to one player. And that matters because MVP debates don't exist in a vacuum. They're shaped by storylines, fan engagement, and the sense that a player represents the direction of the league itself. Chatter now suggests front offices are reevaluating roster construction models, prioritizing spacing, shooting gravity, and high IQ playmaking to counter the Clark effect, while veterans across the league feel the pressure of an audience that suddenly expects nightly spectacle, not just solid fundamentals. That pressure cuts both ways. Wilson now faces the challenge every established superstar eventually meets, proving that dominance can coexist with humility, adaptability, and resilience under relentless scrutiny. Clark, meanwhile, must navigate the even more dangerous territory of rising too fast, carrying historic expectations and becoming the focal point of debates she never asked to lead. The rivalry narrative, amplified by headlines, is less about personal animosity and more about symbolic transition, old guard versus new energy, interior dominance versus perimeter orchestration, tradition versus transformation. As media coverage intensifies heading into next season, insiders hint that the league office knows this moment could define the WNBA's next decade, with scheduling decisions, national broadcasts, and promotional strategies already tilting toward matchups that maximize this contrast. The biggest realization settling across the basketball world may be this: it's no longer a question of whether Caitlin Clark belongs among the league's elite, but how quickly the league itself must adapt to a player who bends attention, tactics, and economics around her orbit. How Wilson responds, whether through redemption, recalibration, or renewed dominance, will determine whether this chapter is remembered as a temporary shakeup or the definitive changing of the guard.